Welcome back to Arc Salt Lake. It is just about 7:30 now on your Tuesday morning. The suspect in the Gilgo Beach murders, Rex Heuermann, is expected to plead guilty next week. To talk about that with us this morning, we have investigative reporter Ann Emerson of Criminally Obsessed to break down all of the developments in this case. Ann, good morning. Thanks for being here.
Hi. I'm having a little bit of a hard time hearing you. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Well, tell us why he is pleading guilty. Why is Rex pleading guilty?
So Rex Heuermann, 62-year-old architect, family man, has been living under basically investigators' noses for years, was finally arrested for these unbelievably heinous crimes, a series of murders that the police say he did over decades, 7 murders. And the evidence is pretty overwhelming, according to prosecutors. I mean, not only are we looking at a hard drive that they say they took from Rex Heuermann's house that showed planning documents, which would show premeditation. And when I say a planning document, like it is unbelievable what was found on his hard drives that had been deleted. Very disturbing things about how he would allegedly plan for these murders, but also the DNA evidence that they were able to get from both Heuermann's family members and these victims has made a very concerning link. So the prosecutors have a lot in their back pocket right now. Heuermann has maintained his innocence through this whole time, but now we have heard that he plans to plead guilty on April 8th.
Can you talk about the length of time this has taken?
One more time, sorry.
How long between being arrested to pleading guilty? How long has this taken?
How long this has been going on? It's been it's been since 2023, but I mean these alleged murders go back to 1993. That is what's so concerning, is that not only has it gone on for decades, but there's also gaps in those decades. Now, what happened, I mean, if you're familiar with the Gilgo Beach serial killings, for many, many years, when they first found, it started off with a missing persons case. There was a woman who actually has not been linked to all of this, Shannon Gilbert, who went missing out in the Long Island Massapequa or Long Island Ocean Parkway area. She goes missing, and they finally are able to get investigators to go out there and search for her. She was a sex worker, and they go out into this area and they find not one, not two, not three, 4 sets of skeletal remains in this area they're searching for, but they don't find Shannon Gilbert. They find other women, and that's how this all started. It was called the Gilgo 4, and you saw on your television the Gilgo Park sign. This is a beautiful stretch of Long Island, and it was so disturbing to all of the residents that lived in that area, in the community, and then to find out that these women were showing up in bits and pieces, honestly, throughout this stretch of land. They're still trying to see if some of the bodies that were found there in this, alleged dumping ground, are part of this series of murders, or if they're separate. But this case has been haunting the entire New York community for decades. So this is an enormous development if he's going to actually plead guilty.
Is there a chance that there are more alleged victims?
One more time?
Is there a chance there are more alleged victims out there?
Well, this is really interesting right now, Lincoln, because they're looking not just in Long Island. They have actually, because he had property, Rex Heuermann had property in South Carolina, where I'm from, not in my area, but kind of in another part of South Carolina, Chester County. He had 4 parcels of land there. There's also a condo that he had in Vegas. And right now they are and have been looking at and we're not saying that he is responsible for it in any way right now because we don't know, but that there are missing people in that area that they're looking at and have been looking at to see if there's any possible links, since we now have, that he's been arrested for these 7 murders in the Gilgo Beach area. So we don't know the extent of his alleged crimes. We don't know yet. And I think that's the big hope. And, we've seen it as plea deals are made and people plead guilty. The big concern for these victims right now, Lincoln, is, are we going to get the truth? Are we going to get the justice that victims deserve in this case? Because with a guilty plea, how much is he going to be forthcoming about what had happened to these women if he, that he allegedly had murdered? So we've got a lot of missing pieces right now, and there's a lot more people that we're concerned about. So we're going to have to see what happens with this plea, whether or not the prosecutors have been able to get more information out, because that's the big concern, of course.
Okay. And Emerson with Criminally Obsessed, thank you. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. And we've got episodes on this right now, so I hope everybody goes and watches it, because we're going to be covering this extensively.
Okay, thank you so much, Ann. Here's
Thanks.
a little more info on that. Ann is the investigative reporter for Criminally Obsessed, our new true crime team. If you are one of those people who listens to true crime all the time, it's pretty popular. You will want to check out her daily show on YouTube. She's got some of the most fascinating deep dives on the stories everyone is talking about. Just click on the QR code on your screen. You see it right there, and you will find Ann's interviews. You can also listen to the Criminally Obsessed podcast on Apple and Spotify.